Sup and welcome to the Run In Wrestling Podcast. Before we get into it, make sure you're checking us out on all the social medias. That's Facebook, Twitter, SoundCloud, here on YouTube, and also here on the iTunes podcast app. Make sure you're checking us out everywhere. If you are on YouTube, make sure you're leaving us a like, a share, subscribe whilst you're here, and make sure that if you're on the iTunes podcast app, you're leaving us a rating, because it does go a very long way in such a small way, in a free way as well. I mean, it doesn't take you long. All you have to do, click a few things, maybe type something, and that's all you have to do. Anyways, my name is Ryan, and I am live from the Run In Studios in Kent, and I am happy to say that I am joined by normally our 205 live guy, but I'm more than happy to say he is now joining us on the podcast, Mr. Dallas Bonds!
Oh, yep, that would be me.
How's
What's
it going,
up,
bro?
everybody? Oh, it's going good. It's WrestleMania freaking week, dude.
Happy Rusev.
Oh, and happy Rusev Day. Can't forget
So-
about that one.
Can't forget about Rusev Day.
Ah. So what are you most excited about for WrestleMania?
I'm most excited about seeing John Cena sitting in the crowd as a fan, eating nachos, drinking beer, and I really hope that happens.
For at least a good half hour, maybe 2 hours of the show. I mean, it's a 5-hour show. They have some leeway there. Have them start in chance. I think that'd be fun, actually.
Yeah, we've got it's going to be like an earlier show over here in the UK. I don't know what time it starts over there in the States for you, but over here in the UK it starts at midnight, and normally we get pay-per-views start at 1 a.m, so it's pretty good for us.
Well, it's starting at 5 p.m. here. So that's perfect time for around here.
No, that's not bad. It's something that I wish we kind of had over here. Like, I wish we had more pay-per-views, or at least some wrestling that I could watch live and not have to keep myself up until the early morning. But I mean, I guess that's why you watch it the next day or something like that. But we was having a discussion about this earlier before we came on. We both said that WWE does a lot of wrestling in terms of hours and time wise, and both me and you were like, sometimes you just gotta watch it the next day, because you can't stay up and watch a whole 3 hours followed by 2 hours the next day, followed by Mixed Match Challenge, which is now finished, followed by an hour of 205 live, and then the next day you've got NXT.
And the thing about these long shows is they wouldn't be so bad, but there's an ad after every 5-10 minutes, and it's like,
Yeah.
commercial, ad, commercial. It's like, I feel there's more commercial than actual product nowadays on Raw and SmackDown.
It does, and it cuts things up, because the thing is, again, like I said to you earlier, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, really good match, and yet it felt a lot longer and felt slower because of the adverts. And the same with Natalya versus Charlotte. They tried to recreate what they did in NXT. Okay, not this week, the week before, the really good match. But yet again, it just felt slower and longer because of, the adverts that broke it up.
Yeah, and it's getting ridiculous, but I understand why they have to. But maybe they could throw us a bone every few shows and give us a match without a commercial, and let us enjoy the full 20-minute match that's going on without feeling like 10 of its commercials.
Yeah, well, was it Raw 25 or something like that had the first hour commercial free?
Yes, and I thought that was fantastic. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, their third hour is always the hour that they struggle. Why don't they just do the third hour, or try and get a deal in the end, I mean, somewhere down the line, third hour, advert free, more people are likely to stay tuned in.
Especially with all these rumors of all these different companies wanting to buy them, they could definitely use that as a leverage point of whichever one of you wants to give us the first hour without commercials will go to you. I don't know. There's a lot more that could be done, but hey, we're not businessmen. We're not the billionaires. So what do we know?
True. I wish I was a billionaire. So we can hope, we can dream. We can talk about if we ran WWE, and that's kind of what we're going to do now. So let's get into the predictions. Little segue there.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
First of all, so you normally do our 205 Live recap for us whenever we do one. How do you feel about both the Battle Royals and the Cruiserweight title being on the pre-show?
I kind of don't understand why they would put both the battle royals on the pre-show. I feel like that might be a little much for the pre-show crowd. Um, at first I was a little salty that they put the cruiserweight championship on the kickoff, but now if they put that match on like I don't know, say an hour before it goes on, 30 minutes before the show actually starts, you'll have a pretty much full arena. So they could definitely get the crowd going and get them ready for the actual show.
Yeah, I don't know whether the cruiserweights are going to be the in between match, so I don't know whether they'll start with the men's, do the cruiserweights, and have the women's, or whether they'll just do two battle royals in a row and then the cruiserweights. I kind of hope it's the cruiserweights last, but I mean, I guess most of the people who attend WrestleMania will probably want to see the women's battle royal go on last, because I'd imagine it's probably. I think there's going to be more surprises in the women's than what there is in the men's.
Yes, definitely. I can see them going all out for the women's, just like they did for the Royal Rumble. They did.
Okay, so what? So if we were to put the cruiserweights in the main show, what main show match would you put in the pre-show?
I honestly would put the United States Fatal 4-Way in there. I think Rusev would be the perfect guy to get that crowd energetic within the last hour of the show. If you put them in between the Battle Royal, I think more people would want to show up to see people like Randy Orton and Bobby Roode and Rusev on the kickoff. And they'll get more eyes on the women's Battle Royal if they put that last.
Very true. Very true. I will agree with you. I think if Rusev was winning the United States Championship, then he would best on going. Then they would best be going on last in the pre-show. But that's why I have a feeling that he's not going to win it. Which, bit of a spoiler. We'll come to the United States Championship in a minute. That's why I don't think it is in the pre-show, because first of all, you got Randy Orton in there, who's a legend. He should never be pre-show according to WWE law. But secondly, I think he won't. I don't think the WWE universe will be as happy with the outcome as if it was Rusev. So
Yeah, exactly. Especially if they don't have plans on him winning, that could really distract people from the main show. If they put that on, say if Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax have to follow that and Rusev loses, you think that whole arena isn't going to be chanting Rusev Day throughout that whole match? But I see them. They're smart about placement matches on WrestleMania, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Hope for the best.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into it then. So let's start with the men's Battle Royal, and so far we've got Dolph Ziggler, Matt Hardy, The Revival, Mojo Rawley, Baron Corbin, Goldust, Ty Dillinger, Breezango, and I'm presuming from this last episode of Smackdown we have Primo from
He's still alive?
Echo
I didn't
brothers.
get that far.
Yeah, he was in a tag team this week and it was god awful. Well, the thing is, he hadn't turned up before until Survivor Series, in which he was randomly in the crowd when Shane started doing that speech in front of all of his stars.
Yep, I remember that. And then they kind of just disappeared. So when you said that name, I kind of didn't know how to react to
that. So for this, pick anyone who you think's going to win. We're going to put 2 points for both the WrestleMania for both of the Battle Royals. So yeah, who have you got and why?
Um, I actually have a little surprise here. Mark Henry. I think Mark Henry is going to win
You
this.
have Mark Henry.
I do. Something tells me that he's not quite finished yet with wrestling, but something tells me that he's in the Hall of Fame this year for a reason. And usually, every legend, everyone that gets inducted to the Hall of Fame, usually has some type of part in WrestleMania itself. Whether
Yeah.
it's the access or whether it's on the show itself or the night after, they're involved somehow that week. And Mark Henry, I think, would be the
Yeah.
perfect person to honor the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. And who knows,
Yeah.
maybe have one last run in the Hall of Pain.
Yeah. Do you know what? If I've got my prediction, but honestly, I prefer yours. I prefer yours so much, and I think it makes sense. Mine's the Revival, just because they are playing so much into this whole. We're going to be the first tag team to win it, so
It'd be
I don't
fun.
know. I think if only one, I'm gonna because I've technically got two people. I'm gonna say if they're both in the ring and they win, I'll take 2 points. If only one of them's in the ring, I'll take just 1 point if it comes true, because I feel like that's fair, because I've ended up taking a tag team. But
Alright, that's fair.
along with this, the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, are we going to see some returns, do you reckon?
I think we might see a Big Show or a Samoa Joe. I think that's a possibility.
Big Cass?
I'll get into that in one of my. He's actually in one of my other matches. I have him as a
Oh, okay.
surprise. Yeah.
Okay. We'll mention that later then. Also, NXT call-ups. So obviously we've got NXT TakeOver the day before. Last year, I really remember Killian Dane doing really well in it. I would really like to see him or... Pardon?
He really killed it last year in his performance.
I'd like to see either him or Lars Sullivan come back to this one, or, depending on who wins the title, the NXT Championship, I'd like to see whoever loses come into the Andre the Giant. So if it's Andre Cien Almas who loses, I'd like to see him enter it, or if it's Aleister Black, I'd like to see him enter it.
Ooh, I never thought about that one. That'd be a nice way to show them to the crowd that kind of already knows them, but the ones watching at home that may not have watched TakeOver.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think Andrade did so well in the Royal Rumble that I don't see why he couldn't fit into the Battle Royal.
Oh, he had an excellent showing in the Royal Rumble. Was not expecting that one at all. Nice surprise there.
I don't think I got any of the NXT call-ups, apart from Ember Moon, correct for the Royal Rumble.
I think it was Ember Moon. I think there's one more.
Yeah, Kairi Sane.
Yep, that was it. I can see those two being in the Women's Battle Royal again.
Wow, let's move on to the women's then. So far, obviously, it's widely... So this one, when I've seen it advertised, it's widely known that it's... or it's well advertised that it's going to be Raw, SmackDown and NXT, so I'd imagine we are going to get call-ups. I think there are going to be a few returners in this one, because Nikki Bella has been doing a lot recently, and she... Even at Madison, when they were last there, I want to say 4 weeks ago now, she had a match with John, and I can't remember who they went against. But
was it
so
Bailey
far,
and Elias?
we have Sasha. Sorry?
Was it Bailey and Elias they went against? I think I remember reading about that.
I can't remember who they went against. Oh, Elias and Bailey. Is that what you just said?
Yes.
Yeah. So they've got in there so far Sasha Banks, Bailey, Becky Lynch, Naomi, Natalia, and the Riot Squad. So far, technically, they've only got 8 wrestlers announced for it. So, yeah, who have you got and why?
I have Becky Lynch for this one. I think it's time for her to have a WrestleMania moment and not just put others over in a match. Sasha and Bailey could easily go without it. Unless they were gonna give it to somebody like Sonya Deville or someone they're trying to build up as like a monster type thing. Um, I see a babyface winning this match, and Becky's the one I see winning this. What about you? Who do you see winning
Yeah.
this?
You know what? I've got the exact same. I've already wrote mine down on my spreadsheet. I'm writing yours down as we go along. And mine's the exact same. I have Becky Lynch. It seems logical because of she needs a push in a way. And the thing is, Becky Lynch is so over without being on TV. You know, there aren't chants for her, but she has such an amazing fan base, and I honestly don't know many people that have a bad word to say about her. So I think she could really do with it. And in all fairness, I'm already spoiler alert. I'm already predicting that Oscar, and I think everyone is. Oscar's gonna win against Charlotte. Someone needs to face Oscar after WrestleMania. Who would be good? Charlotte's best mate, Becky Lynch.
Oh, and then that continues on for later on, and that's long-term booking right there, Ryan. Long-term booking.
Exactly. Okay, so who are we seeing come back, or some returners from injury? Maybe some people that haven't been on TV, like Nikki Bella. We know Nikki Bella's probably going to come back. And
Probably Brie Bella
who've
too.
got for some NXT call-ups?
I see Brie Bella being in it. Trish, I see Trish being in it again after her fantastic performance in the Royal Rumble. Um, Maybe a Molly Holly, Ivory, because she is going into the Hall of Fame 2 nights before.
Yeah.
From NXT, I could see someone like besides Ember Moon and Kairi Sane, maybe Shayna Baszler, or that's the only other person I could see in this really from NXT.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I think if Ember loses the title at Takeover, which I'm kind of hoping she doesn't, but find out on the next podcast what I'm predicting for this match. A bit of a plug there.
Nice plug, cheap plug.
I'm it. If Ember loses, I reckon she will turn up, and if she is being called up to the main roster, what a way for her to get a call up by winning it. So that's not my prediction. I'm just saying if she won it, then she'd be technically the first NXT star to win something of this magnitude, and she'd go on to face Oscar next possibly, but I guess we'll see. I completely agree with you. Molly Holly, Ivory, Trish Stratus. Can't think of anyone else as a returner.
I'd love to see Karma. I love to see Karma in there.
Pardon?
Awesome Kong, Karma.
Yeah.
She used to have a little feud with the Bella twins, so it'd be a nice little closure to that, I guess.
Although, I'm still curious as to why Nikki knocked Brie Bella out from the Royal Rumble when it was a 2-on-1 situation.
Ooh. Huh. Maybe they're both looking for a longer-term return, and we don't even know it. Maybe a full-time return? Maybe set up...
Maybe.
I think they had a match at... Was it SummerSlam a few years ago? They had a match against each other?
Yeah, they did.
When Nikki says she wished Brie died in the womb.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Right.
As long as it doesn't get like that
again.
again.
Move on to... Pardon?
As long as it doesn't get back to that again, I'll be all set.
Yeah. Let's move on then to the final match on the pre-show, and that is Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. We know that this is the finals of the tournament, of the 205 Live tournament. Obviously, after what happened with Mr. Enzo Amore, we won't go into that too much. But yeah, then 205 Live kind of got a rebrand in a kind of way. Apparently, Triple H took over. Obviously, Mark Andrews / Rockstar Spud was brought in, and so obviously he became GM, set up this tournament kayfabe wise, and yeah, both Cedric and Mustafa Ali have been getting massive pushes recently. So who have you got and why?
I have Ali in this one. For some reason, he has
Yeah.
just emotionally and mentally invested me into his character, his matches, everything about him. His promo work on Twitter / YouTube, that it all seems self produced, by the way, which other superstars should take note of. That seems all you have to do is make your own video. It looks good, they like it, they're gonna put it on TV. So
Yeah.
um I honestly see him winning this, and maybe them going back to Drew Gulak versus Mustafa Ali. Considering Buddy Murphy has kind of been, he's not really ready for a championship match yet, but Drew Gulak seems like he's ready. He's out for blood still. So I
Yeah.
mean, but with Cedric Alexander, I can't really see anyone they've been like setting up a match for him post WrestleMania. You know what I mean? It all seems like he's just been
Um.
going with the flow.
Yeah.
Who do you have in this one?
Yeah. I've got Mustafa Ali as well. Um. I think his character is so much better, not even just outside the ring, but inside the ring. The matches he has had have been outstanding. As I said, the one with Drew Gulak, so that would be a great one afterwards. I think Cedric is really boring. I think his interviews are really boring, and I think in this last promo they did where Cedric and Mustafa kind of spoke to each other and said what they were going to do to each other, blah 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 blah.
He looked like an amateur.
Mustafa just has so much personality, whereas Cedric is just so boring. And I think he would be an awful champion at the moment until he can sort of bring more to it. Because the thing is, he's a fantastic wrestler. He has a fantastic in-ring ability.
He has the charisma
yeah,
in the
that's
ring.
about it,
It's just he doesn't have it outside at all.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of sucks.
I reckon
I see potential.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah. I could see if Cedric does win, I think the only logical person kind of would be someone who's very dominant. Ever since he lost his match to T.J. Perkins, I think it was, is I can't even remember his name now. Buddy Murphy.
Oh, yep. And that's like the only one, and he's new. So
Yeah. Buddy Murphy was outstanding though.
out of nowhere, huh? I did not know he was this good.
Yeah. Buddy Murphy has been, like, honestly, I completely forgot how good he was because I watched a few of his NXT matches and then obviously got injured. Kind of forgot about him until I saw him on Total Divas. And then from there, he's popped up on 205 Live and he's just had outstanding match after outstanding match.
And it's been a pleasure to watch. It's really a pleasure.
Yeah, it is. Right, let's move on to the main card then. Let's go into the Raw Tag Team Championship, and it's the Bar versus Braun Strowman and To Be Determined. So, I feel like we've got the same prediction on who it's going to be. So let me hear who you think it's going to be first. His tag team partner.
I have Big Cass. Actually, who do you have?
You think it's Big Cass?
I do think it's Big Cass.
Oh, see now I
How
think it's
great would it be?
Elias.
How great would it be for Big Cass to come back and win a championship, his first night back after he could have won one for years with his old partner? I think it'd just be fantastic storytelling and a fun partnership.
All right then. Seeing as we have different people for this, I'm saying half a point if either either one of us correctly. So say if it's Big Cass, you'll get a point, half a point. If it's Elias, I get half a point. But yeah, I don't know. See, I like your booking, but it's just not what I'm predicting because it's WWE.
See, Elias, I don't see him having a match. I see him having a concert. Maybe a little sing off with the newest Hall of Famer JJ.
Yep, Jeff Jarrett. Ain't I great?
Ain't I great, y'all? I can't with. Oh man, I don't know how he's in the Hall of Fame, but it's awesome, guys.
It's awesome.
Can't wait to hear his speech and maybe a little sing along.
You know what? I'm not going to be watching the Hall of Fame because I will get back from work at 2 o'clock in the morning, and by that time I'm going to be so tired I'm just going to go straight to sleep because the next day I'm going to London for the day. So I'll probably just catch the highlights when I get back. But honestly, I probably wouldn't stay up to watch the Hall of Fame anyways unless I literally had someone to watch it with, which I don't.
Yeah, I'll probably be watching with a few buddies, so maybe I'll do a short video on like my thoughts or something. But yeah, it's a lot
Yeah, why
funner when you
not?
watch it with other people. Honestly, a few drinks, maybe some other activities, some food. Oh, it'd be a good time.
Drink every time someone does something, some drinking rules, why not? Enjoy it.
Oh man, drink every time you hear y'all from Jeff Jarrett. That would be fun.
Um, yeah. So, who have you got to win the tag team championship match? Raw one.
Braun. I have Braun winning. I don't even care who his partner is. Braun. His
So I
partner
think
could be a mop.
we're going for the exact same.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's some of the things that I've read on Twitter or heard from other podcasts have just been hilarious, and one of them that I heard on Stephen Larson going in Raw, fantastic podcast. Check them out after us, but
but
one
finish
of their
us
theories
first.
was yeah, stay here first, listen to us. But remember the hand that I believe it was Mae Young possibly
Oh my god.
gave birth to. That's now grown up and is tag teaming with Braun because he always says get these hands, and it's now a massive hand that comes out with him.
I'm sorry for my language right now, but this is fucking ridiculous. Really now? Get these
It'd be
hands.
funny.
That's 3 hands though, so I guess that would work. But what, when he come out, would he say get these hands or get these hands, you know?
Get this singular hand. The fun-
Oh,
The funniest bit would be is if Braun did all the work, then tagged in the hand, and then threw the hand onto the bar. One of them, like when Alexa Bliss did Twisted Bliss off Braun's shoulders, and then they win like that. Get this hand.
oh, wow, that's genius. I didn't even think about that one. You're onto something. You need to email
Right.
your ideas to Paul Heyman, Triple H, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, the press, Dave Meltzer, everybody, man. Get it out there.
Dave Meltzer would have a field day on this one if that actually happened.
Oh, man. Imagine Jim Cornette's reaction on that whole thing.
Oh,
I think he
yeah.
would have a heart attack. I don't even think he would know what to do if a hand literally won a match. He has enough problem with
He'd be
dick
so
flipping and shit.
pissed.
Oh, I listened to his podcast just for that reaction.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'd listen to his Twitter videos that he does every now and then just for that reaction.
Nothing like them. I live for them.
Sweet. So let's move on to SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So we're gonna do a point for who you think is gonna win, and a point for who takes the pin or submission or whatever. So you've got the Usos versus the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers. I've really enjoyed the build to this one.
Me too, actually. It's three teams who we've all seen work with each other, but it's like they've been reincarnated into better and more entertaining wrestlers. We've seen the Usos versus the Wyatt family. We've seen the Usos versus the New Day, but now we're seeing these three guys who I think we've even seen the Usos versus the New Day versus the Wyatt family actually, but all three of these guys are on a new level when it comes to their careers, and
Yeah, I
it's gonna be fun.
agree. It's alright. Ben's messaging us on Twitter, so we're doing another podcast after this with Ben, who was on the last podcast, and he's just saying that he can't get onto Discord, and even though it says to me that he's online. Either way, let's move on from that. So yeah, who have you got
I forgot
to
about
win?
that. So maybe we
why?
should do rapid fire. Should we do rapid fire predictions so we can go on to that?
Maybe we're going back to Ben at the end, but yeah, who have you got to win and why?
Um, I have. It's a hard one actually. I actually have the Usos to retain.
Ah, fair enough.
Who do you have?
Who have you? Sorry, I didn't know whether you'd said it or not. I don't know whether the connection's that good. Who have you got to take the pin?
I have the Usos to retain the championships actually.
Oh no, yeah. So Usos win, but who's taking the pin from
who's
it?
taking the
So
pin?
Is it the New Day or the Bludgeon Brothers?
I want to say the New Day or
Yeah.
Eric Rowan. I can't see Luke Harper taking it.
Okay, so which one are you going for?
Oof. Gonna get very specific on this one. Xavier Woods from the New Day.
Okay. Sorry, bro. I think I lost you there. All I heard was New Day, and then that was it.
Xavier Woods from the New Day. That's who I have taking the pin.
Okay. Cool. I've got the Bludgeon Brothers to win,
Okay.
and
okay.
I think the New Day are going to take the pin, because then that way the Usos can at least have a rematch, where they say, well, we didn't get pins, and then in the end, the New Day can go off and do whatever they want, and then I think this also makes the Usos look strong and could possibly swap with another tag team in the Superstar switch up that they've got coming up. And I think because they've literally beaten everyone except the Bludgeon Brothers, and I think if they swap over to Raw, and then they eventually end up meeting again, this could be kind of their, okay, well, we've never beaten you, therefore we want to beat you type thing.
Yeah, that would actually that'd be an interesting scenario. I just hope that these three face off again later in life, because these three are like
100%.
our generation's Eddie, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, and the Dudleys.
Well, this is the thing, is I thought this was kind of going to be the one, because normally most years they have some sort of stipulation match. That's like ladders, TLC, Hell in a Cell, something like that. And I thought this was probably going to be a TLC match or at least a ladders match. But I think because they've got a ladders match at NXT TakeOver, they're not going to do it at WrestleMania. So
Yeah, I think they're gonna give the crowd their fill at Takeover with the ladder match.
exactly. So let's move on to the. Oh, yeah, sorry, I looked at my sheet wrong. Right, yeah, let's move on to the United States Championship match, in which it's obviously Randall Orton as champion against Robert Roode versus Jinder Mahal versus Rusev Day. Well, not Rusev Day, just Rusev.
Yeah, it's just Rusev, unfortunately. Is it bad? I actually have no interest in this match at all until Rusev was added. And even then, I might use this match as like a pee break because I don't know, something about this build up has I don't know, it lost me. It lost me.
Yeah, I think without Rusev in it, I think this was everyone's toilet break. But I think now I think it's still going to be people's toilet break or drinks break or whatever they want it to be. But at the same time, it's obviously more exciting now with Rusev. Rusev even said online that he was going to get the tank out and bring that as his entrance. And honest to God, I will be so happy if he does.
I remember that tank. But that tank is bad luck though. I don't know if I want him to bring it out.
Um, the only way I think people will be happy with this match is either if Rusev wins or if Bobby Roode or Randy Orton finally turn heel and Rusev is in the ring as a face. Not he doesn't take the pin, but he just comes across as a face rather than him and Jinder looking as the heels going into this and Bobby Roode and Randy Orton looking as the faces going into this.
Um, all these guys are just like Randy has been acting like the heel while Rude has been acting like the face, and Rusev is supposed to be a heel but it's a face, and Mahal's the only real heel in this, I guess. I don't know. It's a
Yeah,
fucked up situation.
he's the only through and through heel.
Even then, it's like I think Rusev is gonna win this match, honestly, but
Okay.
that maybe that's just me wanting this match to mean something.
Yeah.
But other than that, not really very interested in this match.
No. Who do you think's gonna take the pin or submit to Rusev then?
Um, Probably Mahal. Has to be
Yeah.
a reason why he's in this match.
For this one, I'm gonna say Randy retains, and I think Jinder again. I think is probably gonna um, take the pin. I think Randy and Bobby are probably gonna have team up. Then it's probably predominantly going to be them two in the ring because they're suddenly going to turn on each other. Then I think that's when Jinder and Rusev get involved, and I think at the end Bobby Roode will probably go for a glorious DDT and then get pushed out the ring, and then Randy Orton hits an RKO on someone. I don't know, but Jinder ends up taking the pin. But I honestly don't care who wins. I just want some prestige back to this title because at least when AJ, Kevin Owens, John Cena, Rusev all had it, it actually felt like a good title, not just the lowest title they have.
Even when Dolph won it for that brief period, you felt like there was going to be something to happen with it. And then once Bobby won it, for some reason, he's not a face. I don't know why they're
I
trying to make him out like one.
it annoyed me because when Dolph won it, I was like, do you know what? I'm actually happy because I thought they were actually going to push Dolph Ziggler again, and I thought he might be heel Ziggler and actually have a reason to have a rivalry rather than I don't like you. And I got excited for it, but then yeah, next night on SmackDown, goodbye, and then came back a month later at the Royal Rumble. Great.
And and had a horrible showing.
Yes. Right, let's go from one mid-card belt to the next. It's the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz versus Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Depends on what Finn we're getting here. Do you think we're getting the Demon Finn, or do you think we're getting normal Finn?
No. Definitely not Demon Finn. I think we might get Blue Finn. Blue Balor. I think he'll come out in his blue stuff again. But he has actually got a new shirt out at the moment, and apparently it's all to do with them trying to push Finn Balor as this kind of representative of inclusiveness within the LGBTQ community.
So he might come out in that type of shirt, or that type of gear, I guess. And I think he's a great person to represent that, honestly, because
Yeah.
most of his fan base is girls, is women, I guess. Um, but yeah, actually see Finn wearing this if he's Demon Finn or if he's Red Finn. But if he's Blue Finn, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think he'll come out as Demon Finn. I think Demon Finn's normally that one that you kind of hear about a little bit when he's actually going to do it. The last time we saw Demon Finn or Demon Balor was Survivor Series when he was against AJ, and that was a fantastic match.
And when you think about that was a last minute. He didn't tell us he was going to be the demon there either. You know, he just kind of did.
He did and he didn't, because it was meant to be against Bray Wyatt, wasn't it, that match? Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Survivor Series. It was... What was the one before that? Oh, it's going to kill me.
Well, if you guys know, if you're listening to this, let us know, because I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember. But yeah, he was meant to go against, obviously, Bray Wyatt, and then there was a kind of period where we thought Bray Wyatt was going to come out as Sister Abigail, so we wasn't really sure.
I remember that now. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was really weird.
Mumps thing or whatever happened.
Probably the best thing to happen to Bray Wyatt so far this year. Or
was
last
getting
year.
the mumps. Ain't that something?
Right. So yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed the build to this one as well. I think Seth and Finn have kind of carried on their rivalry for the past couple of months, and obviously I kind of guessed that they were going to be on the Intercontinental picture, kind of with what happened at Survivor Series. I think Seth has deserved it for a while. I think Finn has deserved it for a while, and I think The Miz has been fantastic outside of the ring. Everything he's done on Miz TV, everything he's done to make Seth and Finn turn on each other, and everything he's done on commentary this past Monday has all been awesome.
And if it wasn't for him just having a child, I would think he was going to win this match. But I think even an A-list needs some time off to be with his child.
Yeah, I agree. Completely agree.
Yeah.
So who have you got? Yeah.
I think Finn's winning this. I do think Finn's winning this. Oh, I just thought about Seth could be a Grand Slam if he wins it. Damn. Now it's a hard one.
Yeah, honestly, I would have probably flipped a coin. I'm going to say Finn as well.
I'm actually going to flip a coin right now. Heads is going to be Seth, and tails is going to be Finn.
Would you like a drum roll?
I would love a drum roll.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's go. And we got Seth. Seth is winning this, apparently. According to my friend Abraham Lincoln, Seth is winning this.
I can't even remember who was heads or tails. I got so caught up in the drum roll. So who won via the Abraham Lincoln?
Heads did, and heads was Seth.
Oh.
So like,
if we're both wrong now, we should have listened to the coin. So.
well then, should I go the opposite of what Abraham Lincoln said?
Well, apparently he's so I don't know what American history was, so I'm not even going to pretend like I know too much into Abraham Lincoln.
It's all bullshit
but,
anyway. You don't need to know it.
So you've got Finn to win. I've got Finn to win. Who do you think's taking the pin? Is it The Miz or Seth Rollins?
The Miz.
You think it's The Miz?
I do think it's The Miz.
See, this is where I'm going to go opposite to you. I'm going to say Seth Rollins is going to take the pin, because then, again, I have this thing where I think if the champion doesn't get pinned, then they can come back and say, well, I didn't get pinned. So I think, yeah, Finn's going to win against Seth, and I think Seth's going to move on to something, and then The Miz will come back in the end and be like, well, I didn't lose my title. Seth lost it for me, so therefore I want a rematch.
Sounds fair to me. That sounds good. The only reason why I see Miz taking the pin is because I don't know, just because I don't see him. I see him taking a break and then being back on SmackDown with Daniel Bryan. So
Yeah,
I don't know. But hey, what do we know? We ain't the creative team. We ain't the Booker Man, as Brian Pillman would say, the Booker Man.
the Booger Man. Right, let's move on to the Raw Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Who have you got and why?
I had Nia Jax. And I honestly think it's gonna be a squash. I think it's going to be a 5-minute massacre of the bully finally getting back at, or the victim finally getting back at the bully, and the bully just having to take it and having nowhere to run.
Yeah. I am saying Alexa Bliss will retain, but I think Nia Jax might win via either count out or DQ.
You think they would do that type of thing on
think
WrestleMania?
Maybe, I don't know. Because in all fairness, it would just keep it a short match. But then I think the next night on Raw, because the Raw and Smackdowns after Mania are normally really good as well. And I think this is where they could go. Kurt Angle could come out and be like, look, you two are having a match tonight. No one gets involved. No champion's advantage. If Alexa Bliss, you leave the ring and you get counted out or DQ'd, Nia still gets the title. Match on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, alright. That sounds like long-term booking and a nice way to keep both superstars relevant in this case and looking good.
Yeah. Right, let's go from one women's to the next. SmackDown. Who have you got and why is it Asuka?
I like that one. Why is it Asuka? Because a smart commentator once said, you never bet against the queen unless there's an emperor there, or empress there. And that empress is Asuka. And you never bet against Asuka. So...
No, you don't.
Yeah, you had to win, and why is it Asuka?
Yeah. With this one, I think everyone's the same. I think she's not going to lose her streak. And yeah, I just think it's Asuka. She's not going to lose her streak. I don't think she's going to lose it until she loses the title.
And I don't think that's going to happen until... maybe not in my lifetime. Hope my kids can see it.
When are you planning on dying?
About 50 years or so, but I mean, it's Asuka. She could be 75 coming out, and all she gotta do is do a little kick. if Mae Young can wrestle to like 90, then she can definitely do it to at least 75 and be good.
Yeah, why not? I mean, no. Stereotypically, so I'm not saying this. I'm just saying stereotypically, Asian women seem to age slower, so they seem to be younger. So I mean, it could be the same. She could be 75 and feeling 40. You never know.
I actually have a friend who thought Asuka was 20, 25. So that just goes to show how young she looks for her age.
Oh my god! I didn't realize Oscar's 36 years old.
36. She's up there.
She's 36. She's older than Nia Jax and Alexa Bliss.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes, she is. And she looks,
Woo!
as Ric Flair would say,
Woo! Woo! Well, we can't say that anymore because Charlotte's going to lose.
oh, so we'll be saying, no!
Right, so let's go on to the match I think I am probably most looking forward to. And it's literally only because of one person, and that is Daniel Bryan, his big return, and he's with Shane McMahon against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
Oh, man, I love me some Daniel Bryan. I am not ashamed to admit that I am a grown man who cried tears when he came back. From who I have to this match, it hurts me to say it, but I have KO and Sammy.
You've got Kevin and Sami to win this.
I do.
Oh. Okay. Interesting. I will agree with you that when he made his return and the moment he said my wife Brie and he choked up, I think everyone around the world that watched that shed a tear. I
got goosebumps
honestly,
just you saying that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, but in terms of long-term booking, I think Sami might turn on Kevin.
Ooh, that'd be a nice way for them to get their WrestleMania moment without having a match against each other yet. Maybe build up to a match at WrestleMania 35 where I can watch it live? Huh?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going to WrestleMania 35 either and going to see Kevin versus Sami.
Yeah, that wouldn't be so bad. But Shane, I think he's just kind of in here, honestly. I hope he just kind of stays out of the way. Let's do wrestler things and he just takes all the bumps.
I'd imagine with Shane, he's probably going to start the match and then it's going to be the hot tag moment. I reckon it's going to be a hot tag to Daniel Bryan and that's when things just go nuts. Then I think him and Shane will have sort of one last go in the ring each and then I think eventually, again, one last tag to Daniel Bryan and then he'll win it. But I guess we'll see. Let's move on from one tag team match to another, but this one is a mixed tag team match, and it is the UFC star of Ronda Rousey with the Olympian Kurt Angle versus the daughter of Vincent Kennedy McMahon, Stephanie, and the sledgehammer-loving Triple H.
I don't see a Ronda losing this at all. Her first match.
No.
Unless her and Stephanie were going to have a one-on-one match sooner rather than later. And
Yeah.
And the only way for her to lose is Angle taking the pin. She cannot be pinned.
No, I agree. I think it's going to be Ronda and Kurt that wins. I think Ronda's going to make Stephanie tap out, and then Stephanie and Triple H will have some time away, like they always do. Triple H will probably be doing business stuff because I'm pretty sure he's been doing quite a lot of the air miles, like when they sorted out the greatest Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. I'm pretty sure Triple H was the one arranging most of that instead of Vince. and with Vince slowly doing more of the the XFL, I think Triple H is going to start taking on more roles. And yeah, I honestly don't think I think Ronda's going to now be Oscar of Raw, and I think them two might clash sometime in the next couple of years at Survivor Series.
A Survivor Series. What about next year at WrestleMania? Undefeated versus undefeated. Main event
Maybe, but they'd
WrestleMania.
have to be on the same brand. Or one, or oh, there we go. Ronda Rousey wins the Royal Rumble, switches brands.
She does what Oscar did.
Exactly.
You know, I think there's a story there. I think there's a nice little story to be brought there.
Right, let's start getting into the big titles then. Let's start off with actually, so which one of these two, before we get into it, so which one do you think is going to headline WrestleMania? Do you think it's going to be the Universal, or do you think it's going to be the WWE?
I'm hoping that Triple H can convince Vince that the Universal Championship probably shouldn't go on last. I feel like maybe right before it, or like, yeah, let's see. I don't know. I kind of I want one of these matches to start the show, if that makes sense. I want them to separate the title matches as far away as possible as they can. But AJ Nakamura, how can you not want a 30-minute classic main event then? That you know is going to be a classic, you know? It's just... I'm going to have to go with that. AJ and Nakamura.
See, it's what Vince wants and not what we want. So I think the Universal is going to go on last, but I think the WWE Championship will... I'd want it to go on first if it's not last, because I think you should have your two biggest matches first and last. But knowing Vince, we'll probably have it second. But yeah, so let's move on to the WWE Championship. AJ Styles, the current champion, versus the Royal Rumble winner of Shinsuke Nakamura.
It's a hard one, though. Harder one to guess.
You've got to.
I'll have to go with Nakamura. Nakamura is winning this. AJ's gonna get his rematch, maybe the Smackdown after WrestleMania. And I'm guessing he's probably gonna switch brands, because as much as I'd love him to stay on SmackDown and keep being that staple of SmackDown, that thing that keeps it together, what's there left for him to do?
Yeah, I agree. I think Nakamura will win. I think he'll lose all momentum and won't be able to recover so easily if he loses, even if it is a good match. This isn't New Japan. You can't just lose a match and be okay the next time. This is WWE. You lose momentum and it's very hard to get it back. I've loved the build to this, and I agree with you, and you can check it out on one of our previous podcasts where we predicted who's going to go where in the Superstar Shake-Up. So I think AJ is going to go to Raw. So yeah.
It's going to be a great match, though. I don't think there's enough Bud Light and Fireball for this match.
Well, this is kind of one of the reasons why I kind of want it to go on first, because that way they then can say, okay, have half an hour, and if you do overrun, never mind, we can take it off another match, rather than it being towards the end and being like, okay, we need more time for the Universal Championship match, so we're going to take away 5-10 minutes.
Right, because I think they should give these guys 45 minutes, including the I don't know, maybe 50 minutes, including the entrances and all that stuff. Because you would imagine they're both going to have a good one.
Oh, yeah.
But if they don't
Right.
let these two go at it, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I think everyone has such high hopes, and it's one of the reasons why I kind of haven't put everything on it. I've not been saying, oh, if it's anything like Wrestle Kingdom, it should be good, because it's not Wrestle Kingdom, it's WWE.
Hmm.
And although AJ versus Finn was very good, it's just Nakamura has only probably had a handful of good matches since coming up to the main roster. But we know that AJ could, have a great match with a blow up doll. So
AJ could have a good match with a pencil and get a 5-star Meltzer rating.
that's what everyone's looking forward to just after WrestleMania. It's one thing that I am and am not looking forward to, because I'm looking forward to talking about it. I'm not looking forward to all the wrestling journalists, that is in the bunny ear quotation marks, journalists literally feeding off everything that Meltzer says.
Can I just say, Dave Meltzer is a joke?
Yeah, I would agree and disagree. I think Dave Meltzer's got a bad perception if you don't care what he thinks, because I think these wrestling journalists and all of these that hang off his every single word make him out to be more than what he is. I think with his radio show, I think he speculates something and he says, I think that would be a good idea, and people take that as fact. But this is a rant for another time. This is something we can discuss on another podcast.
Yeah, I could go in like an hour just talking about this clown and why I think he's a clown. So maybe we should move on and not.
Let's go from let's go from one person I think is overrated to another match that I think is overrated. Little segue. Universal Championship: Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, obviously.
Yeah,
That's like
I've got the exact
asking.
same.
That's like asking Charlotte or Oscar. Oscar, the guy leaving for UFC, or the guy that's a full timer where he and loves his shit. I don't know. Not hard, you know. Been great build up to the feud.
Yeah, I've got the same. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns. I think Brock Lesnar is going to leave for UFC. I think he'll return possibly in a couple of years. I think not Brock Lesnar. I think Paul Heyman will either have some time off or probably go to the. I would love to see Paul Heyman take more of a script writing role. I think he could teach so much about how to produce promos and just working with people and their actual characters and building storylines.
Yeah, I think Paul Heyman would be the right person to teach Roman Reigns how to handle a crowd. Don't get me wrong, Roman handles the crowd perfectly for his skill level. But if you have someone that is as great on the mic as Paul Heyman, and he's teaching you how to combat this Roman sucks and you can't wrestle stuff, I think
Yeah.
we have another rock on our hands. Because I hate to say it to everyone listening to this, but Roman Reigns is the guy. He will be the guy. Will forever be the guy. When you die, he'll probably still be the guy. So just deal with it. He's the guy.
I
And
honestly, with this match, we've known it's been coming for the past couple of years, and to me, it's just kind of been this. I'm not looking forward to it because I just want it out of the way, and I am looking forward to Roman Reigns being champion because I think he has been a good champion in the past. I think he's played off characters very well. I think even when he was Intercontinental, he knew it wasn't the Universal Championship, so therefore he didn't carry it around like it was anything prestigious, and that was just the character he played. So I think Roman Reigns has had good matches. I think he did really well against John Cena and a few other people, and I'm
Ready?
just looking
I'm going
forward
to ask you
to
this.
getting this out of the way.
Name
This
me a
match.
bad Roman Reigns match in the past 2
Yes.
years. I'll wait.
What did you say? Sorry.
Name me a bad Roman Reigns match in the past 2 years. I'll wait because he hasn't
A
had
bad
one.
one or a good one?
A bad one.
True.
He hasn't had a bad match.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, so that's our predictions. Let us know what you thought. Either tweet us at Running Wrestling, comment on YouTube if you're on there. Let us know your predictions before the actual matches on Sunday. This is going to be for the Run In Wrestling Predictions title as it was vacated. And if you want a chance, you know what? I'm putting it out there now. If people tweet us or comment their predictions before Sunday and they get a good enough score, we'll invite them on the next predictions podcast that we do, and they can even be in for a chance to win it.
Ooh. Ruh-roh. We might have some challengers.
Thank you very much, Dallas, for coming on. It's nice to actually have you on for a podcast rather than just having you on for a segment. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Oh, it was fun. I wouldn't mind doing this again, actually. Well, I'll actually talk to you in a little bit. We have another podcast to do because work never ends, guys. Work never ends.
No, it doesn't. We're going to go do another podcast in a minute for a different one, which you'll find out on our Twitter. If you go check us out, it's at Running Wrestling on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on SoundCloud, on YouTube, and on the iTunes podcast app. Dallas, where can people go and find you if they want to know more about you? If they want to express themselves via tweetage to you?
Oh, yes, they could find me at the Tweetabird at all for. Wait, is it at all wrestling 420? Yeah, at all wrestling 420. Yeah. That's me. That's me, man. I was a little broken. I was in character, and I had to get out of it for a second. I was saying it backwards and stuff.
You can do our goodbye for this in a Matt Hardy voice because we honestly don't have a goodbye. We don't have an outro for this podcast. So I'm just going to say, if they want to check me out, it's at Ryan Beak, Beake, on Twitter or at Running Wrestling. I prefer if you go over to there because I put a lot more stuff out on there to do with wrestling. It's a goodbye for me. I'm presuming it's going to be a goodbye from Dallas, but here he is. He's going to give you his best Matt Hardy impression to end the podcast.
Oh, yes. Wonderful. I will see you later, Beak Ryan. Oh, yeah.